WashingtonPost, Trump documents submitted shows that Trump exaggerated his wealth to lenders and financiers.
Here's a summary of the article.
When Donald Trump wanted to make a good impression, on a lender, a business partner, or a journalist, he sometimes sent them official-looking documents called Statements of Financial Condition. Adds 10 stories to Trump Tower. Trump Tower only has 58 stories, but Trump renumbered the floors to make it seem taller. Now, investigators on Capitol Hill and in New York are homing in on these unusual documents in an apparent attempt to determine whether Trump's familiar habit of bragging about his wealth ever crossed a line into fraud. Both inquiries stemmed from testimony last month by Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen, who told Congress that Trump had used these statements to inflate his wealth, and then sent them to his lenders and his insurers. The story of Trump's Statements of Financial Condition, in essence, sales brochures for Trump the man, given out by Trump the company, goes back to the early 1980s, according to past testimony from Trump's accountants and staffers. In 2007, a Trump lawyer named Michelle Loki said she had sent these statements out to Trump's lenders, for projects in Chicago and Las Vegas, because Trump had personally guaranteed those loans. In 2014, Trump used the same accounting firm to prepare financial information for his most expensive development project in decades, his $200 million transformation of the historic old post office pavilion in downtown Washington into a Trump International Hotel.
This post received a score of 12,884, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
They were full of numbers, laying out Trump's properties, debts and multi-billion-dollar net worth. For someone trying to get a true picture of Trump's net worth, the documents were deeply flawed. Trump's financial statement for 2011 said he had 55 home lots to sell at his golf course in Southern California. Trump had only 31 lots zoned and ready for sale at the course, according to city records. How is that not just straight-up fraud?
Commercial underwriter here. It is. Lying on your personal financial statements is fraud. Business debts are hard to verify since they aren't reported on personal credit reports and there's no credit report for businesses. I wish there would be some sort of agency that tracked business debts, but you're reliant on the borrower telling you the truth. Lying on that is fraud.
Would also be nice if all corporations had to file public financial reports, not just publicly traded ones.
Why? Numerically, the vast majority of businesses are small businesses. And of those 30+ million businesses, the vast majority of those don't even have any employees. Maybe if you want to put some kind of minimum, like $100 million in annual revenue, it might make sense. Most private companies less than that size aren't spending money on having their businesses constantly audited by a third party like a publicly traded company, so the numbers would only be as good as what the owners felt like reporting. Just like how every time people talk of raising corporate taxes or taxes on the rich in general, you cry, but small business, well, if we are writing the laws, we can write them so they don't hurt small businesses. $100 million is a bit high of a threshold, but somewhere there is a number that makes sense.
I remember some episode of Ripleys Believe It or Not or something where they talked about how Trump Tower doesn't actually have the number of floors they advertised. It was all because Trump didn't like the sound of the number, so they added 10 fake floors. I told my family about it and they acted like I was mistaken or Ripley's lied. How easy that would be to believe today.
Hey bro, that's why it's called Ripleys Believe It or Not, because believe it or not it might be false. Yes.
Why do we use qualifiers? He lied. He didn't just exaggerate. He lied.
I think fraud is the term we should be using.
Yeah, exaggerating one's stated wealth to a bank for the purpose of a loan. Funny, that almost sounds like the definition of bank fraud.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.